Good morning, y'all. I feel like I haven't been on in a very long time, but I was on just yesterday. Um, Believe it or not, I have not had a pimple in a while until this morning. So, hence the pimple patch. I'm like, no, my face has been clear. But, I'm just literally watching, y'all, I'm watching love stories, how God has brought love stories together, and they're so beautiful. But I did make me some breakfast, and I wanted to share my breakfast with you guys, and I wanted to share, I've already had a cup of coffee, but I am going to make another cup of coffee. Don't judge me. But, it's this coffee that apparently has been going, it's actually instant coffee. So it's a Nescafe Gold Espresso, and it is instant, and it's the blonde one. It's very, very fine. But instant coffee, like, this is instant coffee, right? This is instant coffee, but this is so good. So I'm going to go ahead and just make me I don't have any more teaspoons out right now, so I'm gonna make me a cup. I'm gonna put, it says to do a teaspoon, right? So I'm just gonna do, I don't even know if that's a teaspoon. I'm gonna do that much. Pour it in my cup. And this thing is like really good. You can do iced as well. I did heat up my water, so I'm just gonna pour. Not too much, because I still got to do my creamer. Mix that up. Can y'all see the steam? I think I'm going to do my sweet and creamy silk almond creamer, which is new for me. That should cool out the coffee. Let's see how it tastes. Bon appetit. Y'all, that instant coffee is so good. But let me show you these pancakes that I just made. And it's 3 ingredients, so I just kind of winged it, but I believe I did half a cup of almond flour, so that made it low carb. And then I did half a cup, or maybe a third cup of cottage cheese to give it the protein, and then I did 2 eggs. I only had 2 eggs left, so that's what I did. And I did my butter and my sugar-free syrup, and this is my breakfast, y'all. And it doesn't taste bad at all. So it's basically low carb, high protein because of the cottage cheese. And the eggs, of course, have protein in it too. So good. But I don't want this to get cold, so I am going to pause you guys because I want to read a devotional. Let me enjoy this. I just wanted y'all to, you know, kind of get a whiff of my morning with the Lord. It's Saturday. Happy Saturday, by the way. And it took me a minute to calm down, I guess, if you will, from the experience that I had the other day, y'all. It was I could not keep it together. I was crying. I was like, I didn't even want to work. I kept going into pause because I just could not keep it together. But again, like with me reading, let me eat my food, guys, because I don't want it to get cold, and I'll come back. Okay, to be continued. Y'all, I am so full. So full. But I feel like, oh my gosh. I feel like, so yesterday, around like the last 2 hours of work were like really, really slow. And then they decided to do like this payment thing where whoever gets the highest balance gets a Saturday off or gets whatever, right? And I was like, now they want to do this when it's like really, really slow. And I was like, man, I just want to shut my blinds after work and go to sleep. Like, that's all I want to do. But can I just say that whenever we decide to do something, like when we think that that's what we're going to do, God's like, no, ma'am. Nothing wrong with that, right? But I always feel like I have plans for myself and then it never comes out. It never goes through. Let me drink some of my expresso. Y'all, I know that instant coffee may sound so mundane. That espresso coffee, instant coffee, you gotta try it. It's so smooth. And you can do it cold too. So what you can do is you would just froth up the instant coffee with, you could use your creamer or you can even do water. Pour it over ice, put your creamer, boom. I do need to go for a walk today. I don't care how I feel. And I don't know if I should go for a walk like all the way down the sidewalk or if I should go to the rec center. I'm not sure which one, because by the time I get to the rec center, that's like already like a lot of steps in. I might do that. I might do that. And then maybe afterwards my walk, I could just sit and sit in the sun. You know what I really want to do, guys? This is what I really want to do. I don't have a car and I don't want to carry my stuff with me. What I really want to do is grab a blanket, a small blanket, or maybe even a towel. Maybe I could take a towel, Lord. And there's so much open space. There's so much open grass at the rec center. I just want to lay it out and just lay down in the sun and just be with the Lord. That's exactly what I want to do, if I'm being honest. So I don't know. I might just do that. We'll see. Because I know that there's some chairs that I can sit on too that are like by the water. But when I go, they're already sitting. People are already sitting there, laying there. So, but we'll see. But I have to get out this house and I have to go for a walk. I have to, because I just feel like I feel like I gained 20 pounds or something. I know I did not gain no 20 pounds, but I just feel like I did. So I have to go for my walk. But yeah, I'm all over the place. What was I saying? I was going somewhere with that. Okay, so after work, my coworker called me. She was working on her first, C&D phone call, C&D phone call. And I just kind of walked her through how to do everything, and I helped her out with that. And then as I began to help her out with that, I started cleaning. And I just took everything off of my counters, like my kitchen top and everything, stove, wiped everything down. And then I did break a vase. I'm not sure if I told you guys, what is wrong with me right now? I don't know if I told you guys I broke a vase that was on my, I think I did talk about that, because I've been, I don't know, because dropped the vase, and then, so there's like little shards of glass everywhere. Even though I vacuum and sweep it up, it's still there. I need to mop today. Yep, we're gonna mop today, Lord.
Um, so there was like still some glass left on the countertop that I didn't realize was still there when I moved my Keurig out the way. So um, that was my mood. And then me and her were just talking about. I was just kind of sharing with her. We're talking about work and church, and I was like letting her know um, just a little piece of something like. Oh, I was telling her about my experience, right? Like I was telling her about the whole Acts 2 moment. And she was like, I believe you. She's like, I know what you're talking about, because it's just like it's that intimate moment with the Lord. Like that's what you call intimacy with the Lord. And I know that there was so much more that happened in that moment that I'm sure I just don't even have the revelation for. And I just think that there's no coincidence that God's been highlighting a certain thing in my life and that night happened. I just don't believe that there's no coincidence. And so I know I'm probably going to get revelation on that moment, but I was telling her about it. And I was like, I can't even explain. Like, I literally, y'all. So we're talking about that. And then she was telling me how she and her husband had met and how the Lord showed her in a dream her husband. And she was with a person who she thought loved, but God was trying to tell her, like, look, this man that you're with is not your husband. This other man is your husband. And she almost married the counterfeit, right? And so she ends up sharing her love story with me, and it was so beautiful. And I know she shared it with me before, but yesterday I was like almost wanting to cry, because I was like, that is just like so freaking cute. So cute. And so she was telling me about her story. And then I ended up telling her, like about a dream that I had, this was like really, really, really in my early walk with the Lord. This was literally, I was still, new in Christ. And I remember having a dream, and I wholeheartedly believe that that was my husband in that dream. I didn't get to see his face. The only thing I saw was like the back of his head. And I remember, I can't, I'm not going to talk about everything because people like, anyways. But that dream, I was just thinking about it yesterday, and I was like, I know I asked God, like, if that was my husband at one point, like, to like let me know. And I believe that he did confirm that it was him, but that dream was so new. Like I was new in my walk with the Lord, and I was like, at the time, I was like, oh, okay, so it's just me and Jesus. Like, it's like God is showing me like him and me. And it could have been that at that time, but God can speak through, he can give you a dream, but I believe it can go in so many different ways, right? And I think at that time, it was in regards to me and him. But now looking back, it's like, okay, yes, that's your husband. So, tell me about her love story. And then lately, God, why do I keep wanting to? Please show me grace. Please show me grace. I been wanting to go to a wedding. I never want to go to weddings. Don't ever want to go to weddings. But for the past couple of days, one second. I'm like, Lord, I want to go to a wedding. I want to go to a wedding before my wedding. And I was telling my, sister in Christ about it. She was like, that's not a desire that you're just coming up with her on your own. That is God putting that desire in you. And I was like, that's true. That's very true. And because I don't ever want to go to weddings, I don't. But I don't know why I want to. And it's only because God is he's encouraging me, and he's just letting me know that my marriage is, it's on the way, it's coming, whatever. So I was talking about that, and then we stayed on the phone for like about an hour, guys. It was her love story that just blew my mind, and I was like, that is so beautiful. Beautiful. And she was like, I love how, we can, our ministry together, and we thought that it wouldn't work because they were from different churches. Like, she would go to one church, he was going to another church, and she would like pray to God, and she was like, I don't know, Lord, like, if we're supposed to be together, if we're supposed to be doing ministry together, like how is it that we're going to be doing it from two separate churches? But then the Lord worked that thing out, and now they go to the same church. And I've witnessed them pray together. I've witnessed them cover for like one another, and it was so powerful and so beautiful. So that was my day yesterday. Planned on sleeping, but I did not sleep. I ended up cleaning. Again, I just feel like I clean all the time. Hold on, guys. Okay, I had a phone call, so I'm gonna have to keep. I don't even know where I left off. But what was I talking about? I don't remember. But I just read the most amazing love letter, and I just opened up to this love letter that I do want to read to you guys. But what was I talking about? I don't remember. And I don't know what this man is up there moving. He moves something every single day, and I don't understand it. Like, what can you possibly move all the time? Seriously. What was I talking about before I took that call? I don't remember. Maybe God will bring it back to me. But I do want to read yeah, Proverbs has so much wisdom. Like, I remember hearing Pastor Joseph Prince talking about there was this one guy that literally read Proverbs every single day, and he ended up with so much wisdom from the Lord. Like, I always want wisdom. Always want that same wisdom, you know, because God will give us wisdom if we ask. And it's not worldly wisdom. It's his wisdom. But I do want to read Proverbs 18:15. Intelligent people are always ready to learn. Their ears are open for knowledge. Beloved child, I have given you the desire for wisdom and knowledge. I created the world, and I have given you the ability to learn about me through my creation. I also gave you my word so you could come to know me personally. The pursuit of knowledge and education is good, but there are those who will try to lead you away from me by twisting true knowledge and wisdom. They will tell you that you can experience a more fulfilling life without me, but the wisdom of the world will never satisfy your soul. I was just talking about that. Worldly wisdom. The highest education you receive without my presence and power in your life will leave you empty and unfulfilled. I have called you to live a life full of meaning. You will never regret seeking my wisdom and learning about the world's love, your Heavenly Father. Understanding starts with a hunger for God's wisdom. God will fill you with his wisdom, which will lead you to truth. Pursuing the wisdom of God leads to fulfillment. The devotional for today that I was reading and the sermon that I was listening to was based off of the wisdom, and he was coming out of the book of, I think is it Kings? Where he's talking about Solomon and how he had so much wisdom. So I think that's interesting that I was listening to that, and then I opened up to this and was talking about knowledge and wisdom, which is something that, you know, I love to have God's wisdom, not the world's wisdom, and God's knowledge. But y'all, I don't remember what I was talking about in the last little snippet that I was doing. But yeah. What was I talking about? I know I was on the phone with Daphne for a while. We're talking about her love story. And I don't remember. I feel like I might do another nail polish. I don't know. I really like this color though, so I'm just wondering if I should just redo it. You know, because this color is so pretty, and apparently this is a fall color. And I really, really like this color. So, I don't know if I should keep this color or do my dark, dark red color. I don't know. But, yeah. That's all I have for you guys. I know I'm in my robe. I'm in my night clothes still. Have not yet done my face just yet. I have not. I'm so mad at myself. I haven't had a pimple in a very long time until today. And I just washed my sheets. So maybe it was my hair, because apparently you want to keep your hair out of your way, you know, out of your face when you go to sleep. And I didn't even do that. I don't even remember falling asleep. I don't remember falling asleep at all. I remember waking up around 2 o'clock in the morning to potty, and then I was like, just laying there, like I couldn't sleep for a second. And I was like, what time did I go to sleep that I'm up at 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm almost like wide awake? But I cannot remember. I finished watching Sullivan's Crossing, guys, season 3. So good. And I'm like, why would they leave us like that? Like, now I gotta wait for season 4. They gotta come out with season 4. I don't know if y'all watched it. It's so good. So good. But I finished that in like 3 days. So, but yeah, I don't recall what I was talking about with you guys. But I already read a love letter. Also, I think I was telling you about the wedding. Yeah, I told you about the wedding. Been wanting to go to a wedding for a while now. So we'll see if I get invited to one, right? For all I know, it's going to be a sister in Christ's wedding before mine. That would be crazy. But also so cool. There was, nope, that's not it. I lost it. I think it was 1 Kings. I was going to read a verse to you guys that reminded me of my encounter the other day. And I think it was coming out of 1 Kings. Y'all, I just opened up to 1 Kings 3, and starting at verse 9, I have all that highlighted. And it's talking about how Solomon says, well, I'm going to go ahead and just read it. God is so screaming wisdom, I feel like. Because I was literally just talking about this. But I'm going to start, I think this is chapter 3. Yeah. Yeah, even chapter 3 says Solomon asked for wisdom. What? That's not even where I was going to read from. But I'm going to go ahead and read these verses that I have highlighted. Give me an understanding heart so that I can govern your people well and know the difference between right and wrong. For who by myself is able to govern this great people of yours? The Lord was pleased that Solomon had asked for wisdom, so God replied, because you have asked for wisdom in governing my people with justice and not have asked for a long life or wealth or the death of your enemies, I will give you what you asked for. I will give you a wise and understanding heart, such as no one else has had or ever will have. And I will also give you what you did not ask for, riches and fame. No other king in all the world will be compared to you for the rest of your life. And if you follow me and obey my decrees and my commands as your father, David did, I will give you a long life. Then Solomon woke up and realized it had been a dream. he returned to Jerusalem and stood before the ark of the Lord's covenant, where he sacrificed burnt offerings and peace offerings. Then he invited all his officials to a great banquet. The sermon was literally coming out of these verses. There is no way that I was talking about wisdom, reading that proverb that was wisdom, and then I'm talking about Solomon, and then I get led to Solomon about the same verses that is talking about giving him a discerning heart. There's no way, right? God is so good. But yeah, verse 12. I'm going to pray verse 12, which is a wise and understanding heart. And then Pastor Prince was talking about how in these days, basically Solomon was like a billionaire. And it clearly says, like God says, and I will give you what you did not ask for, riches and fame. No other king in all the world will be compared to you for the rest of your life. So he was like the richest of the richest of the richest in those days, and asked for wisdom, just for wisdom and a discerning heart. And God gave that to him plus more, right? But as I was reading, and if you follow me and obey my decrees and my commands as your father David did, I will give you a long life. So yes, he's responding like God is telling him, like, I will give you, if you follow me as your father David did, like, yes. But I was like catching it as the Lord telling him, as your father, as your heavenly father, I will do this for you. That's what I like read when I was reading this verse. So I don't know, guys, you know, sometimes God has a sense of humor. And like, I feel like even at one point, maybe months ago, God was screaming wisdom and understanding. And I want wisdom and understanding. Like, I want a discerning heart to not just discern good from evil, but from good and almost good. Because we know that Satan comes as close to the light as possible, right? So close. And, excuse me, that is what we all want. You want to have that, discerning heart to, you know which way to go, who's for you, right? But I did not plan on going that route, but maybe, my plans are not God's plans at all. I was literally wanting to read something else, but I did just read 1 Kings 3, 9 through 15. And then I gave you guys Proverbs 18:15. And I read the love letter for them. So, yeah. I think that's all. I'm just going to leave it there. I do need to clean. I need to mop. I kind of want to... there's not much I can do for my apartment to move stuff around. Man, it's too early, but I'm just wondering if God will move me to like a 1-bedroom when my lease is up. I mean, I like right here only because I don't have neighbors. I'm blocked off in the corner. The only thing I do have is a neighbor upstairs, but I don't have like neighbors on the side of me because I'm like the last building. But for the 1-bedrooms, guys, it's very beautiful. I mean, it's almost the same like this, but I like how, I remember when I went to go see the 1-bedroom, of course it's bigger than this, and it's kind of like blocked off, and like for instance, like it's blocked off, you walk in, you have the kitchen, and then there's a wall right there with the AC, what is that called? I don't know what that's called. The AC ducts or whatever. And then you go around and it brings you around to the living room. So it kind of separates the living room and the kitchen. I don't know. I really loved it. So I'm just wondering if God's going to allow me to be in a 1-bedroom. But who knows what's going to be yeah, I'm telling you guys, who knows what's gonna happen next year, because the God is just doing some things this year, and I think again by the time of this year, I don't know, some stuff's gonna be transpiring, and we'll see. But I feel like for what I've noticed, I've been paying in rent for a studio, I could be paying that for a 1-bedroom. Yeah. But I just don't know. There's not much I can do with my apartment, but I can't stand having it for the same for a very amount, like a long time. That's just me. I just can't. So whenever I get married, he's gonna be like, babe, what are you doing? Look, okay, this is how I want things. Gotta move this here, we gotta move this here. He's gonna come home one day and everything's gonna be switched around. That's just me, you know? So I don't know, I'm just thinking, just putting some, I like my bed right there. I don't want to put it over here because it's so compact, and I can't have my desk, my work desk, anywhere else because it only goes so far as far as the Ethernet. I don't know why I want to there. It wouldn't even make sense to put it there. But yeah, never mind, y'all. I'm just all over the place, aren't I? Yeah, I got to put all of these videos together as one. So I'm wondering how long that's going to be. I wonder if it's going to be like an hour. I don't think it's going to be an hour. But yeah, I got to get to cleaning, guys. And I highly doubt I'm going to, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I wish there was just a day that I could just not do anything, not have to clean, not have to vacuum, not have to mop, but I have to. I just have to. And I know there's like still shards of glass from that. And then one of the jars that I saved, because I save, y'all can tell, I show you guys, I save my candle jars. When they're done burning out, I take out the wicks, I wash them really, really good, and I use them for other things. This is a candle jar in itself, like candle jar. But I had one over there and I put it in another candle jar and it broke. And I was like, I knew that was gonna happen. Like, it was as if God was telling me it's about to break. Why would you do that? And it broke. And I was like, I saw that coming, Lord. Why didn't I just... What are all these old cars? There's like a lot of old school cars passing by. What? They're like very vintage. Anyways, I got sidetracked. But yeah. I didn't heed to the voice of the Lord because I knew that was him telling me it's about to break. Why would you put that in there? It's gonna break. And it broke. So I feel like I just been having a week. The vase broke, that broke, and then I tried to make some coffee and my coffee was spilled all over the place, and I was like, now I have to clean this up and I'm on my break. Like, what the heck and heck. So but yeah, because I'll be on here talking about everything. But yeah, let me get myself ready for the day. I really do want to go. I really feel like I want to go to the rec center, get my walk in, and lay out on the grass somewhere and just be with the Lord. Like, that's what I really, 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 really want to do. I would love to swing. Y'all know that me and Jesus, that's our thing. And I haven't been encountered with a swing in a very long time. The last time I swung was when I went to Texas and I went to go visit my best friend. There was like a park that I ended up coming across. Not even a park. It was just like I went for a walk and I loved like the trees. Like, there was tall trees, and I don't know, I can't explain it. But anyways, there was like a particular, it was like in a corner, and it was a swing set. it wasn't a park, but it was just like a swing set. You know how sometimes you can have those communities where they have like the swing set like right there for the kids? That was the last time I swung on a swing. And I'm such a big kid. Such a big kid, but I'm also like, I feel like I'm still a little girl because God calls us to still believe like we're his children, you know what I mean? So he still has us, like, he wants us to be childlike in whatever way he wants us to be childlike. And I'm a child when it comes to like swings. So yeah. Yep, that's just my relationship with him. But everybody's relationship with Jesus is different. See, I need to finish the coffee, guys. I need to go heat this back up because I'm not wasting that. Or I could just make it cold and just put some ice into it, just make it into a iced latte. Probably what I'm going to end up doing instead of reheating it. But that's all I got for you guys. I got to get to cleaning and listen to my jazz music. I like to listen. I don't know. I've been doing jazz lately. There's a lot of stations that I find on YouTube that just come up where they're just like instrumental. And they're so relaxing. So relaxing. So I want to be blazing no music, even though I can tell my neighbor is up. But, yeah. Anyways, I love you guys. God loves y'all so much more.